So one of my neighbours threw out this 4K television, and when you first switch it on, everything looks good, and then this happens, and then that happens, and you would say it's these couple of LEDs aren't working properly, but when you switch it on again, you'll get it in a different spot on the screen. So now it's over to the right hand side. The screen itself looks perfectly fine, it's just these lights are going wrong. So I'm thinking it's either got to be the power board or it's going to be the thing sending the signal initially. So I tried doing the kind of things that are recommended, which is turning off the kind of low power settings, things like that. But as you can see, it has no difference, and laying it flat actually makes the screen worse. However, these boards kind of run around 50 to 60 pounds plus buying them used. So what I thought I'd do is try changing the LEDs out, see if that fixes the problem. So on the back of this TV, this is an LG TV, just screws, so, and each one's got like a little arrow next to it to know which one to go for. Just be mindful of there's one by where the board is, so that board to the right hand side, there's one there. Taking that off, and then you just literally got to pull the back of the telly off, it's kind of clipped in. So right now what I'm doing, I'm going to remove these speakers because don't need them right now. And then the actual screen itself, just need to flip these down. So you can see one side does the left hand side of the screen, one side does the right hand side of the screen, but they need to come off. So what I need to do is basically remove the screen from the front to be able to get to the LEDs that are on the other side. And you've basically got to tear down the whole TV to do this. So these little boards here, again, just held on with all crosshead screws. I was quite lucky with this TV, actually. Everything's kind of crosshead screws. There wasn't anything that needed any specialist tools or anything. And just keeping them all together in a little box there. And again, luckily enough, most of these screws are the same screws as well. So by taking these little covers off, you can see underneath, they're the strips that are actually going to the actual TV itself. The next thing I've got to do is remove the front part of the frame, and again, these are all crosshead screws, but they're kind of around the edge. So once I get them off, I can flip the telly over and then just take off the last couple of screws. So once I flip this over, and it's surprising how heavy these things are. I mean, this is a 55-inch telly, so obviously if you're doing it with a smaller telly, it'll be a bit lighter. If you're doing it with a bigger telly, a lot heavier. So again, just removing these last few screws here, because what I don't want to do is do it all where it's on its front, and then I go to lift it and this might not come off. It might come off as I'm trying to lift it. Again, with this particular telly, it's sort of clipped a little bit as well, so you kind of got to work your way around it and just kind of unclip it. And this bit's not so bad. The back, taking the back off was a lot more difficult because, again, first time it's come off, so it was quite stiff. But this comes off not too bad. Just got to make sure you're not trapping any corners. And that's the front of the frame off. With this off, now I should be able to remove the actual display itself. So I'm just going to flip these boards out. So these are actually connected to the screen itself. So again, lifting this up, and this feels really fragile. It kind of reminds me of that Only Fools and Horses sketch. You know, the one where they're doing the chandeliers. It just feels so precarious.
Now brace yourself, Rodney. Brace yourself.
So now still more frame to go. So what this part of the plastic frame does, and this again is just clips, so you just got to work your way around it. So this actually holds on all the kind of filter paper that's behind it. I say paper, kind of like plastic screens, but you've got to remove that to be able to remove these sheets. And again, I'm just making sure I'm keeping them in the order in which they kind of went on as well. But you've got to take all these off to be able to get to the actual LEDs themselves. And there's quite a lot. It surprised me actually how much there is back there. But now with them off, first thing I'm going to do is just plug in the telly again and just see what these LED lights are actually doing. So again, initially when you switch it on, everything's fine. You give it a little bit of time, I think it's about 10-20 seconds here, and then you start seeing this. So that usually indicates there's some kind of fault, and what the board's doing is basically going into like a safety procedure, a safety protocol to stop the TV from damaging itself. It starts switching these LEDs off. So I bought these 2 strips of LEDs, and again, this cost around £25 for 2 of them. So far, this is the cheapest way to fix this. Just got to pull these strips out each end. And again, they are just like a friction connection, so no clips or anything for these particular ones. And what I'm going to do right now is just loosely lay in the new LEDs just to see whether I'm getting the same problem. So far that's looking very good. Now if these didn't stay on, then I know the problems lie with the boards themselves. So again, this is at 10 seconds, but we can see by now we're at 144, 145, 146. So this is all looking good. So we know the problem definitely lies with them LEDs. So what I need to do now is obviously remove the original LEDs, and they're kind of stuck on with a really strong glue. So you kind of best to kind of start working them off with a screwdriver and then just pull them the rest of the way. Also, the other thing, just mark off where they finish, because there is a little bit of wiggle room where they sit on the bottom there. So just mark it where they actually finish on each side. So with these ones, they come with their own little sticky strip on the back of them. Just got to remove the blue tape so that they can now stick down. I'm just lining it up with that mark I made, and just making sure also that it's sitting flat as well. So there's 2 different ways of doing it. This is one way of doing it. So again, what I've done, I've just stripped everything off, and now I'm just trying to stick it down. And again, it's a little bit awkward because you don't want to press down too hard, because if you've stuck it in the wrong position, you might need to lift it off a little bit, and if you stuck it down too hard, chances are you're going to damage them LEDs when you go to lift it up again. So on this strip here, what I'm doing, I'm just starting it. So I'm not going to actually strip all the blue off right now. I'm just going to just start the end of it. And this can be a little bit fiddly as well. So I'm just going to start it where my mark is. And again, just making sure that lines up correctly. Now I'm just holding the LEDs down, and I'm going to slowly just pull that strip away. And out of the 2 methods, I'd probably say this is the better one to do. And bear in mind, I've never done this kind of repair before, so this is my first time doing this, so I'm kind of finding it as I go. The other thing I'm doing as well is just testing it all the way along the process. So there I've just switched the lights on again just to make sure everything's still working correctly. Now I'm going to put the filter sheets in. Again, just making sure I put them back in the correct order. The other thing you'll find as well, unless you are like in a completely dust-free environment, chances are they're going to pick up like little hairs and little bits like that. So just try and clean them off as best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you don't want to put it all back together and then there's like just some kind of random like hair showing through the screen or something like that. So just try and get them as clean as possible as you're putting them back on. And it's very difficult to do unless you're in a completely kind of dust-free environment, which, let's face it, it's very difficult to find a completely dust-free environment. The other thing, you see these things have like kind of guides where they click on as well. So just make sure they're clipped onto there. And again, just working through each one of the sheets, making sure it's clipped down properly. Then I can put that plastic bezel back on again, and this one just holds them sheets in place. Just trying it again, making sure that all looks good. It looks normal in real life. When I'm taking the picture there, it does look a little bit weird. So the other thing as well, just make sure you get this bezel round the right way. So this bit here where it had this ridge, this was towards the bottom of the screen. So again, just bear that in mind as well when you're putting this all back together again. Make sure you doesn't matter. It's not one of the things where it can go either way. It goes one way and one way only. And if you put it around the wrong way, like I did first time, you got to unclip it all and then clip it all back in again. So now I can put this screen back on again, and this thing feels so flimsy. Ideally, again, depending on the size of the screen, you're probably better off doing this with another person as well, because it just flexes, and I'm so worried that it's just gonna like flex and snap. Like that's what it feels like. Again, just making sure that LG sign's at the bottom. That's the way round it went, so I'm just gonna clip that back on. Then I'm just going to tuck these back underneath, just to make sure they're out of the way and safe. And hopefully, I've got a 25-inch 4K TV here for £25, which, let's face it, is a bit of a bargain, really. There's no remote control with it, unfortunately, but that's not the end of the world. Universal remote will work. I've just got to connect these cables back inside again. So first off, put that plate back over and screw that one back down. So you'll see also in between the two ribbon cables, there's these other cables just hanging at the bottom, and I don't know why I don't have a video of this, but that's basically where the bottom unit goes. So these speakers as well, these weren't screwed in. They literally just clip under this little tab here. So you see there's a little tab on the speaker itself. And that literally sticks under there and then just sits in them two raised mounting points, them two little white nodules on the back of it, just sitting there. And again, it's a little bit fiddly if you're trying to do this holding the camera at the same time. And then just plug the speaker cable back in. And that just clips in. And then with these, so again, them two little white cables, they go to like a bottom unit. You know, so if you want to manually turn the telly on, there's like a little module there. But these ones, just make sure you're pushing them all the way home as well. You see there's kind of like a little mark on them. They go up to that second mark. Again, holding the camera and trying to do it at the same time is a little bit awkward. This one was on my locked off camera, but it was a little bit far away. I zoomed in as best I can with it. But you can see, just push it down and then push that little clip over. Now I'm just going to put the back of the telly on and we're going to give it a test. We know them LEDs are working fine right now. Hopefully that's it. Are you kidding me? There's a line being introduced into this. That's not good at all. The next part is going to be fault finding to see what that line is and can it be repaired.